Good evening. This project is a joint venture with the REDC and Arkansas State University for the city of West Memphis. The point of beginning for the architecture program was the October 6th meeting, in which the main objective was to assess the needs and recognize what was important to the people of West Memphis. For example, the need for street and building improvements, an increase in business and community pride, and an overall improvement in the quality of life within the area are just a few of the responses we received. We then took this valuable information back to the design studios and began our own investigations. Along with research and data analysis from the town meeting, numerous site visits were made to observe firsthand conditions and opportunities. This was then followed by a series of studio meetings and coordination meetings with planning teams and city officials to develop concepts and recommendations. We found that a cleanup, paint-up, fix-up program is needed throughout the study area by both property owners and tenants and public agencies. Street improvements such as a center turn lane, curbs, gutters, sidewalks, improved street lighting, and utility line relocations are needed to provide a sense of continuity along the distance of East Broadway. A continuation of Main Street type street and landscape improvements would occur from 14th Street and Ingram Boulevard. An establishment of strong linkages to West Memphis and Memphis, as well as to the neighborhoods to the north and south of East Broadway, is necessary for shared economic development to occur, for this is crucial to the success of the revitalization. We divided the study area into 3 districts with nodes based upon major street intersections. Along the target area, we designated general areas, starting in the west for high-density commercial with transition zones of mixed-use commercial and residential, followed by a farmer's market within walking distance of retail and restaurant facilities. It is then bordered on the east with the proposed site of the Community College Training Center and a gateway park area, which becomes a point of pride and a destination point along the extent of East Broadway. Shown here is District 1, which is bordered by 14th Street on the west and Ingram Boulevard on the east. We propose the continuation of high-density, small-scale commercial, similar to what exists now west of 14th Street. The Main Street program has been documented as successful due to the high occupancy rates and demand within the Main Street program area. Therefore, a continuation of the Main Street theme of public improvements is recommended. Shown here is 14th Street and East Broadway. We found that there are many viable businesses that currently exist within this area and that we wanted to preserve. Extending the Main Street theme of improved sidewalks, street lighting, and landscaping would create a streetscape buffer for those businesses. It not only adds to the overall aesthetic quality of its appearance, but it also creates a linkage with the rest of East Broadway to the west. Shown here is the transition from District 1 to District 2, which is bordered by Ingram Boulevard and Walker Avenue. The district serves as a transition zone, composed primarily of mixed-use commercial, service, and residential. Displayed here is the intersection of Ingram Boulevard and East Broadway. The sudden change in density found within this district allows for a variety of options. For instance, the introduction of new residential developments, primarily affordable housing, along with the continuation of existing businesses. The affordable housing would be done in the new urbanism fashion. That is, the housing would be accessible through secondary streets, while leaving East Broadway the primary means of through traffic. Looking west now, the continuation of the Main Street theme becomes more evident. The removal of power lines that obscure views and the addition of improved sidewalks, lighting, landscaping, and trees helps define the boundary of the street, giving it order and continuity. Here we are demonstrating how the Main Street theme can be continued. The introduction of landscaping and improved sidewalks and lighting once again creates a buffer zone from East Broadway, and the housing and the recurring theme of continuity. Along with the continuation of the Main Street theme, simple building improvements can make a great difference. Using this building as an example, we have shown the addition of an awning, a new coat of paint, and sitting areas outside the business, as well as enhanced parking. Shown here is the intersection of Walker and East Broadway, which is the westernmost boundary of District 3. District 3 is a major commercial area containing shops, restaurants, a farmer's market, truck museum and hotel, community college, regional park, and gateway. This area is the closest to the Mississippi River and Memphis, a major asset, and has the easiest access. By making this district a destination point, people from West Memphis will drive the length of Broadway to get there and perhaps stop along the way at other businesses. The Main Street theme is still continued through the district, linking it with the target area's westernmost boundary. We are now looking at the intersection of Walker and East Broadway. Using this building as an example, you can see how unused or abandoned spaces can be revived and reused for commercial space. Continuing with sidewalk, lighting, and landscaping improvements, buildings that once seemed out of place are now major destination points along the extent of East Broadway. This structure is also located at the intersection of Walker and East Broadway. We chose to use this building as an example for the farmer's market due to its size and location. We felt as if a farmer's market would be very beneficial to East Broadway and West Memphis. It would serve as a means to link people from areas not only east and west along Broadway, but also north and south. This is also at the corner of Walker Avenue and East Broadway looking north. This scene also emphasizes the continuation of the Main Street program theme with sidewalk, light, and landscaping improvements. It also shows the use of minor fix-up, clean-up improvements to the structure. Because this intersection would have such a high volume of traffic moving north and south to go to the farmer's market or retail areas, it poses the opportunity for elements of the street revisions to filter into the neighboring areas. This is a scene of a shopping center that would be located in District 3 within walking distance of the farmer's market and park. This shopping center could support such retailers as Belk's and Goody's, with other smaller locally owned or commercial businesses filling the remainder of the center. The shopping center would serve as a major stop along Broadway, one in which you could fulfill all of your basic shopping needs. There would also be space for a small fast food restaurant, such as Backyard Burgers, that would be located next to the shopping center. It would serve the purpose of either drawing people to the area to shop or vice versa. Shown here is the intersection of Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard and East Broadway. We considered this area to be the gateway to the city from the east, just as the community college is the gateway to the west. A park and recreational area, along with the proposed community college training facility, would be the major elements of the gateway. Here we are looking at the proposed site for the community college. It would benefit from a continuation of the sidewalk, lighting, and landscaping improvements, as well as minor cleanup, fix-up improvements. This is across the street from the Community College Training Center. It would become a recreational park that would have the elements that extend south and across MLK towards the levee. The gateway element of the park would be a large tower that, by day, would be a visible marker that could be seen from miles and even over the levee from Memphis. By night, a tower of light is emitted from the top that can also be seen from great distances. We also wanted to incorporate elements beyond our target area, such as the levee and racetrack. We felt that since the dirt racetrack is such a unique aspect of West Memphis, that it could somehow be incorporated into the park. We chose to create a walking path that connected the park and the racetrack using similar elements of the Main Street program, such as brick pavers, lighting, and landscaping. We also felt that emphasis should be put on the levee. Here you can see the view of Memphis from atop the levee. We wanted to incorporate some means of attracting people to the area to capitalize on the view and natural beauty of the site. Because the levee is a major link to the Mississippi River, we wanted to incorporate a water feature. This water feature would be composed of a series of water cannons that would project water from within the park up to and over the levee. Here you can see the view from atop the levee looking towards West Memphis. This view allows you to see the progression of the water cannons toward the levee and the continuation of street improvements. We feel that there is great potential in West Memphis and that it can serve as a point of community pride, one that could bring the community together. We want you to think big, West Memphis. Think big.